वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. So we are discussing last two classes practically that what we call our samskaras, what we call our past impressions in our mind, or what we call our own action, our own karma which we have done in this life or in earlier previous lives. Every action leaves a mark. If a person constantly, repeatedly does a particular action, in normal sense we call that he becomes habituated. Why we call it habituated? Because his mind takes that color, his mind takes that bent, that it becomes natural, normal to him or her. But as we discussed, that to make or to churn out a greater person from our personality, that's what Sri Ramakrishna said. A great version of you is already there in you. It is not going to come from somewhere. So the better version of you or a greater version of you which is already there inside you, how that can come out? It will come out with your own effort. When you will put effort, when there is a struggle, that's why you will find whichever person, in whichever field he or she is, they put lot of efforts, or they pursue the goal to reach there. All of them will put lot of efforts to be what we call great. That great came from where? That great was already within himself or herself. It is the successive, constant, continuous efforts which brought out that better version of him or her, which already pre-existed in them, gets manifested. So our fight is this. Swami Vivekananda writes in one of his Sanskrit stotra, he says, Vahati vipulavata purva samskara rupam. The strong wind, when it blows, you will find the leaves on the ground will start flying. If the wind speed is much more, you will find the roofs of the houses will start flying, will be thrown away. There are cases where the trees get pulled out of the earth. That could be the force of that wind. Swamiji says this kind of wind blows continuously in your mind. What is that wind? What is that tornado kind of wind? Purva samskara rupam. Your past impressions are like that strong wind. You can't be free from there. There is no science till now developed that a strong wind will be there, 120 kilometers per hour speed. And we have a science which will make it slower. Swami Vivekananda very nicely says in one place, and his that principle, I try to make it more palatable. For example, I give you a job. What is the job? That 5,000 people are going to come in the mission. And I want you to arrange their food, their staying, everything. And you did it successfully. So we all appreciate you, correct? It's not easy. 5,000 people's temporary or a permanent building arrangements. Successfully you did. Oh, you are very great, you can manage very well, etc. We never think of Mother Nature. 7 billion are only the human beings. There are trillions of living beings, started from small microbes, bacteria, to insects, to birds, to animals. And all of them get food. The trillions of living beings throughout their life, it's not one day, throughout their life, they get sustenance from this earth. Who organizes that? Many questions which are very simple, but people don't think about it. Definitely there are more birds and insects than human beings. When you walk around, why don't you see birds and insects lying around dead? You hardly see a bird. Years I am staying here, I may have seen 3 or 4 birds here and there died. Where these people die? Where these birds will die? Where the insects are dying? It's a mystery in a way. How these trillions of living beings are getting birth and are getting food. They grow, they sustain, and they die. The whole thing is mystery. Swami Vivekananda says in one place, if you want to appreciate somebody, erect a statue of Mother Nature, because she is thousands and millions of times greater than any of us. How this creation would have taken place? This is another argument that even if you don't believe in God, you have to believe in certain intelligence. How it has been formatted, is there somebody who does that? We do not know. But we can open our eyes and see that the sun is rising correctly, doesn't miss a day. Morning, evening, sunrise, sunset, the cycle goes on for thousands and millions of years without fail. We don't find, oh, today it is dark, oh, today sun is taking rest. It didn't rise in the east. No, it doesn't happen. Who did that? In our day-to-day life, of course, we saw Newton found it. Before Newton found the law of gravitation, apples used to fall on the ground only. Apples never flew in the sky. He observed it. Rest everybody saw it. But he observed and he studied why it can happen. Who decides? Who made this universal law that water will flow downward? Who decided that the thing should fall from the sky, should come back to the ground? Who decided that? If you are staying on the 30th story of a building, and if I tell you, take this one bucket of water and take it on the 30th floor, if there is no lift, you practically cannot. We can, but with lot of efforts. But you are on the 30th floor, I give you one bucket of water and tell, send this to the ground. It's so easy. Just pour and water will go down. Who decided that you must take efforts to get the water up, and you don't need to put any effort to bring the water down? Who made this law? That's why in our human life also, you want to spoil yourself? Very easy. You want to improve yourself? It takes years and decades. To develop one bad habit, it's a matter of minutes or hours. But to remove one bad habit from your life, it may take years. So what we call struggle, what we call hurdles in our life, is a process through which only people who have put effort only can come out. When examination paper is very hard to answer, do we ask why they set the question so difficult? Because they want best student to be first. $100-meter hurdle race running. Why you put so many hurdles? So that the best runner will win. As I told the other day, Sri Ramakrishna was asked this question. If God realization is the goal of life, why God has made it so difficult? Why we are born extrovert? Why we cannot naturally be introvert? Why it is so difficult to concentrate your mind? Why it is so difficult to purify the mind? Sri Ramakrishna gave two answers. First answer is, how can we know why God does this? Then he says, he wants to churn out a better person from you. In Bengali, Sri Ramakrishna's words were, Mohat lok toiri korben bole, because he wants to create great persons out of you. That's why he puts trouble. Now we worship, respect, revere Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda. How much struggle he had. One who was supposed to become world teacher just 10 years before, his student rejected him in the school that he can't teach well. And Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar told Narendranath Datta to leave the school. You are not a good teacher. And after a few years he becomes a world teacher. Such a pure man, such a talented man, such highly spiritual man doesn't have enough food to eat in the family. So much struggle. For spiritual life also you must do tapasya. For survival in the family also you do tapasya of that variety, that sort. There were many who never face those difficulties. That doesn't mean they became great. No, they didn't. So everyone who excels in their field, one thing is very sure, that he or she has put a lot of effort to be what they are. Some people may put little less effort because they are born with those good qualities. Some people put more efforts. So idea is that our samskaras, our past impressions, practically go against what we want to do. If you want to do good, then there is a problem. If you want to do something bad, there is no problem. If you want to find satsanga, a good company, holy company, you have to search and go to a particular place. But if you want a bad company, everywhere available. I don't remember the lines which Kabir Das has written, but he says in one place that people who sell milk, they go door to door to sell it. But wine is sold sitting in one place. If you want to propagate something good, you put a lot of efforts. If you want to propagate something bad, you don't need to invite people. People will come by themselves. As soon as you dilute your subject, as soon as you dilute your ideal, more people will flock. If we are talking about Bhagavad Gita, you have 12-15 people. But you go to a restaurant, go to a bar, go to other places, you don't need to invite people. People come by themselves. When you have a special puja in the temple, you have to invite people. But in bad places, they don't invite. People just go by themselves. Why? Anything that is better, anything that is good, it needs effort. Anything that is lower nature, people go by their instinct. If you invite people for food, more people will come. If you invite people for puja, worship, etc., lesser people will come. If you invite people to talk about something good, philosophical, still less people will come. Because it is a nature. That which is closer to your instinct, more people will flock by itself. That which requires effort, less people will go. That's very natural. If you make the things easy, rather, if you make your ideal lower, more people will come to you. The more your ideal is higher, which requires qualities of renunciation, purity, devotion, etc., less and less people will come. Because it is not parallel to your samskaras. When a river flows, when water flows in the river, and you throw any article, it doesn't need to put effort to swim along with the current. But if you want to swim against the current, you need a lot of effort. Lot of effort. Many times it is said that why do good people suffer? Why do those who live such pure lives suffer? One thing, suffering has nothing to do with your pure and impure life. But to understand logically, those who want to become better, those who want to go higher than where they are, they put a lot of struggle. And struggle means pain. Pain means suffering. So, something pulls us back, something pulls us down. It doesn't allow us to go up. That is our samskaras. So we need to work on that. How do we work? We need to put few values, few virtues in our day-to-day life. I many times tell people when they come that good things you must put in your routine. Once in a week I will go, or once in a month I will go, whichever way you are inclined, or daily I will go. Where you think that you will progress, anything that is positive, you must forcefully put into your routine. Bad things doesn't need to be put in your routine. As soon as you find time, you will do that. Any smoker, do you think they have a routine? Oh, what time I should smoke? No. Whenever they want, they smoke. But when you do japa, oh, one time morning, one time evening. Or temple once in a day, meditation twice a day, whatever you do. Good things you must put in routine. Going to school, you have a routine. Must go from this hours to this hour to the school. Good things have a routine. Good things have a syllabus. Bad thing doesn't have a syllabus. Infinite things are there, available everywhere. If nowhere, if you are alone, in your own samskaras, in your own mind, bad things are very easy to get produced. But for good things, you must put effort. Good reading, good thoughts. Swamiji told in one place, before you fill your mind with all sorts of ideas, the sociological, political, etc., etc., stuff your mind with spiritual ideas. Other day I was talking to one family with 2 children. That it's parents' duty to tell children what is good. Children may not like it, it's okay. But it is your duty to put forward what is good. Keeping small books here and there in the house, at least keep those good things available to children, so that it becomes easier for them. They don't need to search for. Why do you think people put pictures of gods and goddesses and great people in their houses? So that without putting any effort, you look at it and you at least get some inspiration. So your mind, children's mind, adults' mind, we need continuous suggestions. So we put this picture on your table, study table also you put some pictures, sometimes on the wall, sometimes on the screen. Why do we do that? So that few times a day, at least when you see, they become part of your psyche. Bad things are in your nature. To go down is very easy. For anybody it is easy. And that's why those who are unguarded, they fall. they are drained, or they are sucked up in that negativity. So two things are there. To put effort to go higher, or at least keep on putting effort to remain where you are, at least you don't go down. So there is a continuous pressure is there for you to keep up. If your vehicle is going on a slope up, if you do not put accelerator, not only the vehicle will not go up, but vehicle will start moving down. So even if you do not want the vehicle to go up, to keep up at the same place also you have to put accelerator so that it doesn't go down. Then of course brake is there. So continuous effort is required to be where you are or to advance from where you are. Those who do not put effort, positive effort, daily routine, daily reading something, one page reading, daily spending some time in meditation, japa, whichever way we want. That also one aspect we discussed many times, that we take food for the body 2 times, 3 times, in between also. We keep on munching. Why? Because we keep our body alive, we keep our body healthy, we keep our body going. What do we feed? To keep our mind alive, to keep our mind ongoing. Big words we hear, the erosion of values. Erosion of values will take place when there is no continuous addition of values in our life. A mind which has not got a positive thought for months, how much weak that mind will be? It is like the same body. If you and me do not take food for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, what will happen after 3 days? We won't be able even to walk. Think of that mind which did not get a positive thought for many, many days. Slowly it becomes lame, slowly it becomes incapable of any kind of advancement. So constant feeding of the mind is required. Long before one Swamiji told me, whenever you read some good books and a thought or an incident appeals you, strikes the road, this is a great thought, it motivates me, either underline or highlight or at least write down in your personal diary. And your personal diary will be that which will have all the ideas which motivates you. If you do not have time to read pages after pages, at least read few lines from the diary, few 1 or 2 ideas which motivates you. This helps to keep your mind higher. Other day, somebody passed away. So we went and chanted the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. While chanting, I was thinking, after many days I read this 8th chapter. My goodness, these ideas we must remind ourselves regularly. So idea is this, that without giving inspiring or motivating ideas, your mind becomes weaker and your mind is not able to sustain, your mind is not able to keep up. Then we say, oh, I can't meditate, oh, my mind is very restless and etc. Because you have not given food to your mind. So this is required. So now, thing is, how to face it? People say we read scriptures. Many people read scriptures, read Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads or according to your choice. Or if a person belongs to different religions, they read Bible or they read Quran or they read their own religious books. Most of them means whoever, whichever religion, including Hinduism, have this notion that by reading scripture I will get some punya, I will get some merits. They don't bother to understand, they don't bother, or rather they bother less and less to implement in their life a process of reading scripture. Oh, I read one chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Did you understand? No. Then what's the meaning of reading? It's good to read, but it is better to read with understanding. In Hinduism, this is speciality. In Bhagavad Gita, in Upanishads, in Vedas, many places it is said, which I do not think other religions have said in this way or that clear way, that by reading scriptures you cannot achieve liberation. By just reading a scripture, if I would, then everybody will read it. So easy to read. Understanding or not understanding, let us read. How much time it will take for you to read 700 slokas of Bhagavad Gita? If you keep reading, maybe in 2.5 to 3 hours you can read the whole Bhagavad Gita. But if you don't understand it, then it won't be that much helpful to you. Only a kind of pride, kind of satisfaction, kind of false satisfaction in a way, that I have read the whole Bhagavad Gita. Other day somebody told me, oh, I have read the whole book. I say, you came to know about that book just yesterday. Reading 200 slokas, you can say I have read it in one day. But could you assimilate it? Could be. I don't have any right to say that you cannot assimilate. Maybe you are great. You could assimilate. But just by reading you cannot. So one shloka which we discuss now is Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistrirgunyo Bhavarjuna. The idea is to cut the bonds. The idea is to break the shackles. The idea is to be free. Free from what? Free from these limitations, free from ignorance. This is another concept which is good to remember. In Hinduism, maybe in other religions also, people knowingly or unknowingly, or without knowledge or mechanically, we don't know, but are heard saying, oh, I want liberation, I want salvation, I want mukti, I want moksha. I am doing it for moksha. Other day somebody asked me, I felt like laughing, foolishly. When I get moksha, where should I get moksha? I said, find out somewhere, I don't know. We don't understand what it is. That liberation and salvation from this ignorance that I am a limited, tiny human being, to realize that I am Atman, is the final goal, according to Vedanta. But before that, there are so many small bondages which we have to cut. Can you go out of the gate without going out of this room? You cannot. You want to fly to India, so you have to go to airport. No, I will not go out of this room. If you do not go out of this room, how you will go out of the gate? How you will go out of the country? Why I am telling this? at least cut the bonds which are next to you, closer to you. Then the bigger bondages of life, rebirth and all that, these are much later bonds will come. First we have to come out of this room. First we have to come out of the nearest bondages which you are bound by. To be free from the negativities. If I come to know this is not good, let me come out of this. It's not easy. Even the very first bondage is not easy to break. In spite of your knowing that this is harmful to me, this is not useful at all to me, but still we do. Process of liberation starts from where you are. Then the further and bondages which are much bigger, you can come out with the grace of your Guru, grace of your Ishta, etc. So here says, Traigunya Vishaya Veda. By reading scriptures, you cannot be liberated. Because reading is a karma, reading is a process. How you read is more important. Again, Sri Ramakrishna says, in the scriptures, things are mixed up. He says, there is a mixture of sand and sugar. You have to take out the sugar separately. In scriptures, many things are there. You have to take out. All the religious books are like medical store. Do you go to a medical store and say, can you please give me some medicine? So the storekeeper says, we keep only the medicine. We don't keep any other than medicine. Which medicine you want? I don't know the name of medicine. Then storekeeper cannot give you medicine. What medicine you take? You take medicine according to your disease. You have disease A, you can't take medicine of disease B. What disease you have? What issues you have? Which teaching will be useful to you? You have to decide. You have to decide. There are common instructions are there in the scriptures which is meant for everybody. But there will be few things which is particularly meant for you because you have these issues to resolve. We read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Varieties of people are coming to Sri Ramakrishna. He gives teachings to different people of different ways. Teachings which are given to Girish Chandra Ghosh was not meant for Swami Vivekananda. Teaching which were given to Master Mahashaya was not meant for Swami Brahmananda and others. Yes, but there are some common teachings which are useful to everyone. So when you read scriptures, which immediately motivates you, which immediately feels that, oh, this is something which I want to do or I should do, keep a note. This keeping note is something very interesting. We forget many times. I remember one senior Swamiji telling me, when you meditate, all kind of thoughts will come to you. Many people have this complaint. I was very good. As soon as I sat for meditation, all the thoughts, different thoughts come. All the pending work come in front of me, all the things which I have to attend will come to me, my duties will come to me. This type of disturbances, it is good that you write down so that your mind will be satisfied that I will not forget. Okay, I need to do this. Then you don't forget. So your mind doesn't keep worry about, people worry about, in India when you go to temples, half of the people are worried about that footwear which they have left outside, that it will be stolen. So when you go to our mission, we have a shoe rack. You put your footwear and take a token. So that this footwear should not haunt your mind when you are in the temple. Now when you go to temple, our temple here, we don't analyze. There is a carpet, more or less comfortable to sit. Then there is a aircon, more or less, at least you don't feel discomfort because of heat and all that. Then there is a fragrance, udbatti. So at least there is a good smell, so nothing foul smell affects you. Then there is a nice decoration and statue with flowers and clothes and all that. So it is something pleasant to see. What is done here is, your eyes are satisfied, your nostrils are satisfied, your ears are satisfied, your skin, because of temperature, is satisfied, so that these senses will not disturb you in meditation. Different sounds, different smells, temperature could be disturbing, the seat is uncomfortable. So all these things are taken care, all the five senses are taken care. So that when you sit, at least you have only one thing to concentrate. In that also our mind doesn't want to concentrate. It's because of our habit. So here Sri Krishna says, even the study of Vedas, be careful. Study of Upanishad, be careful. Study of Bhagavad Gita, be careful. Suddenly, the unimportant things you give importance and the important things you don't give importance. It's because you do not know what is important. An incident happens. A lady devotee came to Holy Mother and said, I am going to Belur Math. At that time, Belur Math was in a very, all the big buildings were not there, of course. But during that time also, in 1900, as soon as Belur Math came into existence, they had cows, 2 cows, 3 cows, slowly it increased. So a devotee came to Holy Mother. So Mother said, when you go to Belur Math, you see the children of Sri Ramakrishna, disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Brahmananda, Swami Premananda. They are all great people are staying there. You go see them. So the devotee went to Belur Math, came back, and with all her enthusiasm telling to Holy Mother, I went to Belur Math, the cows are so big. So Holy Mother says, yeah, cows are big. Could you see disciples of Sri Ramakrishna? Oh, the cows give so much milk. Even if you go to such a great place, if your mental attitude is not perfect, you will see only the cows and come back. We are not belittling that devotee. She is fortunate enough to see the direct disciple and Holy Mother herself. We are not belittling her, but attitude we are talking about. A disciple talked to Swami Sarada who was staying in Mother's house on first floor. Then I will go to Holy Mother and ask for liberation. All problem will be solved. So Swami Sarada told that, yeah, you can ask, why not? Go and ask. But you cannot ask more than what you deserve. You may decide to ask something, but you cannot, because you don't deserve that. So what is the big difficulty? Climb the steps. Look at Holy Mother, and she is there. Mother, give me liberation. It is so easy to ask, correct? The devotee went and looked at Holy Mother. Holy Mother looked at him or her. What do you want? The liberation word doesn't come out of the mouth. Says, I want prasad. Holy Mother says, look below the cot, there are some. At that time, the small leaf bowls are there. Take one and go. The devotee came down. Sarada asked, "Did you ask for liberation?" "I forgot." So verbally asking is easy. Asking by heart is difficult. Because you don't deserve that. Your want is something different. How you can ask something different than what you want? Remember that incident when Sri Ramakrishna told Swamiji to go to the temple and ask for food and clothing and all that, which Swamiji was suffering. Swamiji went and asked for devotion, renunciation. First time Sri Ramakrishna scolded him. "I thought you are intelligent and with a strong willpower. I'm telling you, ask this. I want food, I want clothing, I want little money, I want a job. Go second time." Swamiji went second time and again asked for renunciation, devotion, etc. Sri Ramakrishna scolded him and sent him third time. He again asked the same thing. When third time Swamiji came back, Sri Ramakrishna asked him, "What did you ask?" "I asked only renunciation and devotion." Sri Ramakrishna was not angry. Sri Ramakrishna wept and said, I know you cannot ask for the small things. You belong to such a high level of your mind that you will ask only that is worth asking. You will not ask something small. Swamiji felt that it is Sri Ramakrishna has done some kind of spell on him that he could not ask. Sri Ramakrishna, no, you cannot ask. You won't be able to ask. Because you are such a great soul within yourself. Then Sri Ramakrishna told, but I tell you, there won't be difficulty to fulfill the basic needs for you and your family. So even if you decide, I want to do this, you cannot do this because you don't deserve to. You have to make yourself eligible. You have to make yourself prepared to ask for the higher things. Verbally you can ask, but your heart wants something different. When you understand these two people in you who has planned to pray for something higher, and there is a person inside who has still desires for these worldly things, these two people are asking to God simultaneously. Which do you think is your sincere prayer? Without speaking, your want of worldly things is your prayer. Because God will see that you actually want that. Verbally you are telling me devotion and knowledge and this and that. So we have to be eligible to do that. Spiritual practice is helpful to do that. So it is said that these Vedas also are mixture of sand and sugar. The sugar is that part which is knowledge. Other informations are there which are there. You like, you study, you don't like, you don't study. But here it is said, Traigunya, which are three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Or the subject or the objects which are creation of these three gunas. Until you are free from these three gunas, you will not be able to pick up the teachings from the Vedas which are beyond the three gunas. That's what Sri Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Nistred gunyo bhava Arjuna. You get rid of tamas, you get rid of rajas. Eventually you get rid of sattva. That we shall talk later, next time. Nistred gunyo bhava Arjuna. Be beyond three gunas. Nirdvandvo. All kind of dualities. We have good, bad, liking, disliking, love, hate. You have to be free from that. Nitya sattvastho. Be established in this equilibrium of mind. Nir yoga kshema. The whole of our life goes in yoga and kshema. What is yoga and kshema? What I don't have, I try to collect it. What I have, I want to protect it. Every jiva instinctively does that. Spiritual, you have to go beyond that. Your duty may be doing that, but internally you can go above. We shall discuss about it. Niryoga kshema atmavan, and be established in yourself. We are established in the senses. We are established in our body. We are established in our desires. We said, no, you have to be established in yourself. What is that? We shall discuss later. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.